it's Heath here from pickinglessons.com. In this mandolin lesson, we're going to take a look at a great Celtic tune by the name of the Back Side of Albany. There are two variations in this break, and in a moment we're going to take a look at part A of the basic melody. If you head on over to pickinglessons.com, you're going to get yourself a copy of the tablature, and you'll also find parts 2, 3 and 4 of this lesson where we take a look at part B of the basic melody and then part A and B of the variations. pickinglessons.com. Alright, so let's jump on into a slow playthrough of part A in the basic melody to start us off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we're in E minor, but we're in a mode. We're in a Dorian mode. Now the Dorian mode is the second mode in the key of D. So we have our same scale notes as D major, but E is our root note. So the scale sounds like this. So it's a nice sounding scale, has the F sharp in there and the C sharp. So different to a natural minor scale. So the E Dorian mode, it's a minor mode. So that mode sounds really nice. Let's take a look at some of the spots in this tune that we want to work on just as we're getting to know it. So first thing is, keep an eye on your left hand position. Make sure your first finger is in that second fret. Make sure your second finger is in the fourth and your third finger is covering that fifth fret there. We don't have to stray anywhere from that position. So that's what our fingers are doing there in our left hand. Our right hand, through the basic melody, we're just following our eighth notes as a down, up, and the quarter notes as a down stroke. There are a couple of variations there we're going to talk about in a moment. But if you can keep an eye on that, down on the beat, and then down, up when you get your 2 eighth notes joining together. So let's take a look at an exercise here in measure 2, just for the dotted quarter note into the 8th note. So in measure 2 we have, and if we count that out, we get 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. So our dotted quarter note there on the open D string, holding an extra half a beat before we play the upstroke on the 4th fret there, the F sharp. So a dotted quarter note is 1.5 beats, then that 8th note finishes off that measure. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. Try to feel that downbeat on count 4, and that will help you play the upstroke. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. Feel that 4 to hit the and on that beat. Okay, so the dotted quarter note. Moving through, we have another dotted quarter note at the end of measure 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Same deal, so keep an eye on that. In measure 5 we have a tie, so again a variation in the rhythm. So this time it's another 1.5 beat count, but from the quarter note tied to the 8th note. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. So again, feeling that third beat down so we can pick the upstroke. Okay, so the rhythm beyond the dotted quarter note is pretty straightforward, and our right hand again is just following the down on the quarter notes and the down up on the 8th notes. Pretty straightforward little melody here. Take your time with it, get to know each of those measures, and as you're practicing the tune, start to get to know it from memory. Always helps when you're learning these tunes if you can get them to memory as soon as possible. Okay, so if you head on over to pickinglessons.com, remember you're going to get yourself a copy of the tab, and we're going to jump into the next part of this lesson where we take a look at part B of the basic melody, and then we'll move on to part A and B of the variation. There are also some play along and backing tracks there at 3 tempos, so as you get to know the tune, you can use those to help guide you through your practice and increase your tempo as you go. So pickinglessons.com, and I'll see you there.